Then our next video is a decision tree. A decision tree is a convenient model of algorithms involving comparison in which internal nodes represent the comparison, leaves the represents of outcome or input cases. The decision tree for a three element of decision insertion charts. The each internal nodes of binary decision tree uh, represent a key comparison indicates in the node of k less than k. The node is left subtree contains the information about the subsequent comparisons made k less than k, and its right subtree does the same for the case of k greater than k. The each the each leaf represent a possible outcome of the algorithms run on some input of size n. Uh, The any comparisons based on sorting can be represented by the decision tree. For each fixed n, the number of leaves, the outcome is greater than or n factorial. The highest binary tree with n factorial leaves, the greater than or log base 2 of n. The minimum number of comparison uh, in the worst case log base 2n for any comparison based sorting and algorithm, since the longest path represents the worst case and its length is the height. The log based n factorial belong epsilon to n log base 2n by the Stirling approximation. This lower bound is tight the merge sort and then heap sort. We know that the number of leaves can be greater than the number of outcome because for some algorithms the same outcome can be arrived that through a different chain of comparison. An important point is that number of leaves must be at least as large as the number of the possible outcomes. The decision tree for the sorting, the most sorting algorithms are comparison based on the work by comparing the element in the list to be sorted. By studying the properties of decision tree for such algorithms, we can derive the important lower bound on the time of efficiency. We can interpret an outcome of an sorting an algorithm as finding the permutation of the element indicates of an input list that puts the list elements of ascending order. We consider the examples of a three element list are A, B, C of the orderable items such as the real numbers or strings for the outcome of A less than B less than C. To obtain the sorting this list, the permutation of the questions in 1, 3 and 2. In general, the number of possible outcomes for sorting an arbitrary an element list is equal to an n factorial. Inequality the implies that the highest height of the binary decision tree for any comparisons based sorting an algorithm and hence the worst case number of the comparisons made by suggestion algorithm cannot be less than the log 2 n factorial. The C of worst of n greater than or log 2 n factorial belongs to n log 2 n. A decision tree of an array is we get the following the lower bound of an number of worst case comparison of C worst of n greater than or log 3 into 2n plus 1.